Well, yeah. I mean, Viggo Mortensen was there in the second row, and he really impresses me. There's a human being I really like. Don't know why. You know, Daniel Day-Lewis was in the audience. Another person you just. Of course, there were more famous actors than either of those two guys, but those two guys have real spirit. And there was something about that evening. You know, in any audience when you're looking out, and you know, we were sitting there nervous. As of course, you know, there's a whole orchestra underneath the pit playing the tune with you. They can't see it, so you're just hoping you're going to get it right, or you're not going to hit a bum note because it's all live, you know. And me and Mara just kind of were very. It was real. Like if ever we leaned on each other, we leaned on each other that night to get through that evening. But there are certain people in every audience that somehow you'll kind of energetically connect with, and those two guys for me were. And what's her name? That beautiful
Laura Linney.
Laura Linney. Laura Linney was there, and she was such a great supporting energy towards the two of us. She came up to us before, and we spoke to her, and she's so brilliant, man. Such a huge spirit. And so I mean, everyone in that, I guess, you know, I mean, what was really lovely about playing to that audience is that everyone in that audience is artists, and they're all going for it, and they're all living their lives and living it, you know, very well, and you know. Some are film stars and others are artists, you know, and you always have to sort of notice or you feel the difference. But it was just incredible. You know, when you get nominated, they send you like a DVD, and the DVD is like, so you've been nominated for an Oscar, and it's Tom Hanks, and he's like, hello, you know. Well, first of all, let me say congratulations, you know, and it's, you know, it's this lovely kind of, it's Tom talking about. You know, and he's like, if your name does happen to get called on that night, it's going to be a great moment, and I wish you, you know. But I want you to just think about the practicalities too. When your name gets called, you've got 60 seconds from the moment your name is called to the red light. And so the red light will flash in front of you up at the sound desk, and if that red light goes off, you need to get off stage now because they're going to fade up the orchestra. And so, you know, we took on all these things on board, but that was the one thing that was like, oh gosh, you know, it's such a, because it seems like such a long time when you watch it on TV, but it's actually only 60 seconds. So anyway, all that stuff goes into your head and out the other side because you're not even thinking. You're so nervous about those situations. But anyway, on the night, John Travolta goes up, opens the envelope. We're terrified because we're sitting there with our parents and we're all freaked out. And it's like, and you know, there's a cameraman standing right next to you, like there is now. You know, waiting to film your reaction to whoever wins or whatever. So you're terrified and you're conscious of it. And then he called their name, and there was just a blank. Something happened in that moment where it was just where you suddenly are acting from a whole other place in yourself. It's kind of a higher, and it's a very different place. But remember, we were both hugging our parents, and we made our way up. Totally forgot all about the 60 seconds. I don't even know what I said. It was just, I remember saying make art. That was all I remember saying, because it was just like, what do you say in these situations? And so, and Mar had said to me, you know, if by any chance we end up there, I just want to say thank you, nothing else. Just, you do the talking, that's what you do, like as I'm doing right now. Which Mara will come on and give her a version of this, I'm sure, in a minute. But I just want to say thank you, nothing else. And so she did. She just leaned into the microphone and said thank you. But as she said thank you, they faded up the orchestra. And Jon Stewart had a freaker. And we go backstage, and you know, suddenly, like, I'm hugging janitors, I'm hugging photographers, I'm just hugging everybody, because, you know, it's a moment of utter, complete elation. Not that I wouldn't hug them in my normal life, I would, gladly. But, you know, just that thing. And so Mar suddenly got kind of swept away from me by a group of people wearing headphones and little mics, and, you know, and I kind of followed her, and it was all very chaotic back there. And then as I got to Mar, she was standing with Jon Stewart, and he was whispering in her ear, and he was holding her shoulders, and he pushed her out. And so Mar walked, basically, we just sort of got to hang out together for a second, and she walked out onto the stage. And Mar, I think, assumed, and I don't want to speak for you here, but Mar assumed that she was saying thank you to the people in the room. That was still during the ad break, and, you know, the people in the room were going to, you know, she was going to say thank you. But it ended up being live, and what Mar said, and I'll put it over to her now, was just the most shockingly beautiful, eloquent speech I've ever heard at any award ceremony.
You want to add anything to that?
No, I think Glenn covered it all. It was an amazing moment.